Good morning and welcome to First Local for Wednesday, October the 21st. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you to KC Securities for your sponsorship. I'm Chris Oldcorn and I'm here with
Daniel Pratt. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a little snow in my car this morning.
Oh, it snowed last night. You may not realize how much because a lot of it did melt overnight. But if anybody was awake at 1 in the morning, 1 in the morning, it was accumulating quite heavily on the roads. The Salters Road, they didn't bring the plows out, but
I noticed the salt on the road driving in this morning.
It caught everybody off guard. I mean, I said yesterday in the forecast we don't anticipate any snow.
Yeah.
It was warmer out, but it ended up being a lot of sleet, but thankfully a lot of it's washed away, and hopefully
until stay away
until
for
the next couple of days when there's more coming. Because yes, there's more coming in the forecast.
Oh yay. Great. Coming up in sports, couple signings in hockey for the Leafs and the Thunderbirds. Also, we got some World Series highlights for you as Game 1 happened last night as well. But before we go there, we have to give you more information, obviously, about Doug Ford. He's going to be on again today, 1 o'clock. He's going to be with Christine Elliott, Deputy Premier and Minister of Health, as well as Michael Thibodeau, who's the Associate Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, and Jill Dunlop, who's the Associate Minister of Children's and Women's Issues. I actually used to live in Jill Dunlop's riding a long time ago. That's going to be at 1 o'clock, and that's coming to you from Queen's Park. Make sure you come back here and join us here on First Local at 1 o'clock. Okay. For those of you who've been near the waterfront recently, you may have noticed something. Bike paths are disappearing.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're ripping up the bike path along the waterfront. Now, we had someone come to us and tell us some things about what's going on down there, and they want to try and push cyclists over onto Bay Street, where they have now put a bike path, because that's so much more fun to bike down Bay Street than it is to go across the waterfront, which is the biggest selling point we have in this city for tourism, that everybody wants to come and enjoys the waterfront and cycle along the waterfront. Now, okay, the city came back to us after we requested some information on why they're ripping this boardwalk up, and basically what they're saying is because of higher water levels, there's been some erosion. Now, that's actually affecting the boardwalk, which is the wooden part that people walk on. What we're talking here is the asphalt part that people have been biking on. Now, that asphalt is being ripped up. If you've been by Station Mall, you can see where it's already started. About half of the bike path has been taken out, where it's kind of like Station Mall over to the hotel. And they're continuing, obviously, to rip that up. Now, the response we got from the city was that there's sinkholes on the waterfront and a bunch of other things going on, and that they're now having to do some temporary repairs and permanent repairs to the waterfront. It's going to cost about $1.5 million is what they have in the budget this year to fix it, because of those higher water levels and erosion. So we'll have more on that story because we are digging in more into that story. I've been in contact with a couple councillors and other people in the city government. Now, the city did come back to us after that, and I guess they've now said that they're going to put it back in.
That's what I was wondering. Like, are you just redoing it?
They're saying that they're going to put it
work?
back in. But when we tried to ask those questions up front,
originally,
they never would give a straight answer on that, and it's probably from all the people phoning City Hall and complaining. And we even got emails that have been sent to the mayor and were sent to us as well. And we'll have more on that.
If you're just transparent and put the statement out there, it would save a lot.
They didn't say anything. As per usual, they're on the defense instead of the offense down there because they just don't communicate.
That's what they do. But we got some good news. Northern Credit Union has donated $10,000 to the United Way for pandemic recovery. So they presented a $10,000 donation to United Way Centraid Canada via the True North Stronger Fund to support their ongoing efforts in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The fund had launched in June of this year, is comprised of public donations and a matching corporate contribution used to support the immediate needs of local communities. So if you go to SiouxOnline.com, you can read the statement there from the board directors and the management at Northern Credit Union, and it's all at SiouxOnline.com. Awesome. But basically, they want to know that they want everybody to know that they're there for the community as well. Northern Credit Union does support a lot of initiatives as well. Yep. And one of the executive directors there, one of the directors there now, Josh Ingram, used to be the general manager of the Downtown Association. That's his new gig. So, and he did a great job when he was with the DTA. So I see he's in the photo there. So shout out to Josh.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that donation. Okay, moving along. Now we need your help. Yesterday, the Sault Ste. Marie OPP reached out, and there's a missing person. He's 29 years old. He's from Batchewana First Nation. His name is Trent Agua, and he is been missing since the middle of August. No one has seen him since then. And he was reported missing back on the 13th of October. He's 183 centimeters high, or about 6 feet tall. He's 89 kilograms, or about 196 pounds. He has brown eyes and long, shoulder-length black hair, and his family and the police are concerned about his well-being. If you have any information, please call the Sault Ste. Marie OPP at 1-888-310-1122 or contact your local police authority, and they will be able to put it through to the right person. So if you have any information on him, please come forward. Every little bit of information can help the police locate someone. So.
Absolutely. And now we're going to shift to stolen property. October 19th, officers with patrol services arrested 33-year-old John Paul Grenier for possession of stolen property. So at 10:42 a.m., officers responded to a call of a suspicious person in the 300 block of Queen Street East. Complainants reported a person was in an SUV with stolen tools from a nearby construction site in the vehicle. Upon arrival, officers observed the accused in the rear of the vehicle. Officers attempted to speak with him on numerous occasions, but he did not respond. At that time, officers entered the vehicle to ensure his safety. Once they were able to speak with him, it was determined he was responsive and coherent. Multiple power tools and accessories were found in the vehicle, confirmed to be stolen property. He was arrested and charged with possession of stolen property over $5,000, and he's scheduled to appear in court November 30th, 2020. Good job.
All right. This isn't exactly a crime, but it still has the word counterfeit in it. Unfortunately, at Dollarama, there has been some hand sanitizer that is actually counterfeit.
Right.
And they want you to know that Daily Shield, it says hand sanitizer on it. It also says 70% alcohol on it. It is not 70% alcohol. A hand sanitizer to be effective against COVID-19 has to be at least 60% alcohol. Now, Health Canada warns that this false version does not kill bacteria and viruses, so it poses obviously a serious health threat if you think you're putting this on and that you're killing anything on your hands. You are not. As a matter of fact, it actually contains menthol, which is not authorized for use in any hand sanitizers of any kind. It can also cause severe reactions or death if you accidentally digest it. So if you put this hand sanitizer on, and then let's say eat something and the hand sanitizer gets on that food and you put it in, there can be very serious consequences.
Oh, yeah.
Menthol is not meant to be ingested, and that's one of the reasons why they don't put it in things such as hand sanitizer. Now, this hand sanitizer is very specific on which one is counterfeit, because they do have Daily Shield that is actually the real stuff. Somehow counterfeit stuff got mixed in. It's the 250 milliliter format, and it's also the one with the expiry date of May 2023. So 250 milliliters, expiry date May 2023, and it is called Daily Shield hand sanitizer.
Okay.
So if you have that, make sure you check the expiry date and also the size.
Yes, and the Chippewa County Health Department on the Michigan side is reporting 4 new cases of the novel coronavirus in the region and 4 recoveries. That brings the total number of cases to 108, with 79 recovers, leaving 29 active cases. And we got some more news from the police. Male has been charged with impaired. I just love when I have to read these. I haven't had to do them in a while. October 18th, officers with patrol services arrested 45-year-old Randy Running, because he was running, for impaired driving. It is alleged at 5:24 p.m. the accused was traveling on 2nd Line West and entered a ditch in a 3000 block and struck and damaged a retaining wall in a private driveway. The vehicle also sustained significant damage. So he has been charged with impaired driving, alcohol and drugs, and impaired driving blood alcohol concentration 80 plus, and he is scheduled to appear in court on November 23rd.
So he crashed the car and then started running?
Well,
sort of?
Kind of. I mean, but...
So basically you gave him his own sobriety test right in front of the police.
I think he was outside the vehicle and he wasn't too far, but it's just this irony in his name.
Yeah. Okay, moving along. Okay, weather tease.
Are we at the weather already?
Yeah,
wow.
What's going on?
Okay, we'll get to the weather. Well, as you saw this morning, depending on where you were when you woke up.
And what time you got up?
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
For us, yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, and I'm up all night, when I'm working patrolling. I was actually off last night, but I was still up when it started snowing. But let's look at our camera, which is brought to you by wirelesscom.ca. And we're looking east there. It is still cloudy out. There's still a bit of showers as you're coming in. But do put your snow brush in your vehicle and warm it up early if you have to defog it. And it was very windy overnight, so there was a lot of leaves on the road. So that's another driving hazard. But we do have some cloudy conditions coming up today, a bit of a break, and then we're going to get right back into the rain. And it's going to be a messy few days coming up. We'll have those details, your regional temperatures all coming up. And our weather is brought to you by Northern Lights Detailing at 632 Great Northern Road. So we thank them, and thank you to Wireless Comm for the camera. I'll be back right after this break with your forecast details. Stay tuned.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends, because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
What's life without making a few mistakes down the road? A few sharp turns. And doing things for what we adore, but might regret later. A trip to Chuck's Roadhouse isn't one of them. With melt-in-your-mouth AAA steaks, buttery lobster tail, half-priced apps after 9 p.m., an ice-cold draft with all your Roadhouse favorites. Chuck's Roadhouse. Food the way it ought to be, priced the way it used to.
At Maitland Ford Lincoln, we see our trucks everywhere. We see them on Queen Street, Lake Street, North Street, Bay Street, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, Pine Street, Great Northern Peoples Road, Wellington, Cora Road, Bruce Street, Carmen's Way, Northern Ave, Trunk Road. Folks come from all over Algoma District and beyond to buy their truck at Maitland Ford Lincoln. Amazing prices, outstanding service. King Street, Shannon Road, Goulet Bay, Black Road, Government Road, and even on Pine Shores. Yep, our trucks are everywhere. Get yours at Maitland Ford Lincoln, built for Northern life, on Great Northern Road, just north of the hospital.
Aiden, get dressed. Buddy, no. Almost there. Lift your leg. Yep. Aiden, get dressed.
For someone with MS, living in a body that doesn't listen to you some days
Get dressed.
can be an act of greatness.
And good morning, welcome back on your Wednesday, October 21st to First Local. Hope everybody's enjoying their morning. Let's say some good mornings now on Facebook. We'll do a couple now and maybe some more later. So good morning to Robert, Juliana, Karen, and then we will go into here. Giselle, Carla, and then Chris and myself, of course, said good morning on there. So make sure if you are tuning in on Facebook to leave a comment. If you have a birthday shout out or an anniversary, of course, we can mention that as well. And we thank everybody for the show. When you share it onto your feed, it spreads the word. So we appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's look at the radar. And yeah, it's moving pretty quick here. Now, what we saw with the snow and rain overnight is now moving east. We are going to see a bit of a break. We're not going to see much reprieve from the cloud cover, however, but we aren't going to see too much precipitation as we get into tonight, and then it will start back up into later tomorrow. So that's what's going on right now, and as you can see, if we move off the screen, there's not a whole lot of activity showing up just yet on the radar. So let's get into your temperatures here, and your expected daily highs. There we go. 5 degrees in Thunder Bay, Wawa, and 4 in Timmins. We're going to be 9 here in Sault Ste. Marie as well as in Elliott Lake, and then 10 in Sudbury. So we're on a little bit of the warmer side here in our region. Still below normal though. I don't know why my clicker's not working. Thank you, Mike. So we're going to look at -4 for Thunder Bay overnight, 1 in Wawa, 1 in Timmins as well. Then we're going to go to 4 here in Sault Ste. Marie, shift down to 1 degree in Elliott Lake, and then 3 in Sudbury. So currently sitting at 4 degrees out there. As you saw on the wireless comm camera, we are seeing cloudy conditions. That's going to continue. We may see some periods of lingering drizzle or rain ending this morning. Then we will see mainly cloudy throughout the day with a high of 9 degrees. Winds are going to pick back up though. Southeast 20 kilometers becoming light late in the morning, and then they will then pick up later in the afternoon. West 20 gusting to 40 kilometers. Overnight now we are looking at 4 degrees, partly cloudy, and the winds will be west once again, 20 kilometers gusting to 40, and they will lighten up as we get into the overnight. So it's going to feel like 6 degrees today with your wind. Okay, so Thursday, we're looking at 8 degrees is your high. We're going to start the day with a mix of sun and cloud. Then things are going to change as we get towards noon. Periods of rain will begin late in the afternoon, and winds will pick up once again. And you'll see those periods of rain continue right through the night on Thursday, 5 degrees. Now you'll see Friday has changed already since yesterday. The temperatures went down. We're only going to see 9 at this point, and the rain is going to be sustained throughout the day with high winds. That system moving through, we're still tracking that to see if we are going to get hammered by it or if we're going to miss it or just get tail end of it. So we will continue to monitor that, but so far it has changed for the better. And then we are going to drop to 1 degree on Friday night quite drastically, which could mean rain showers or flurries, and you're going to see a low of 1 on Friday. Then moving to Saturday, we're looking at 6 degrees, mix of sun and cloud. You do have a 30% chance of a flurry or rain shower throughout the day, and then overnight on Saturday we are going to see cloudy conditions with a low of 1 degree. So that's your outlook for the next 3 days, and then on the 7th day you're going to see there's more snow and rain conditions coming up as we get into our Halloween week next week, and I'll have the Weather Watcher video coming up from it was from the thunderstorm on October 13th, so that'll be coming up later on as well. And when you're going to SiouxOnline.com, you can read all the stories that we present to you on the show, and the weather is there. And of course, we appreciate when you go to Facebook and you like our Facebook page, share the show, and of course go to Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. It's all there for you. So Chris and I will be back right after this break. We got lots more local news, so make sure you stay tuned.
The Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
back to First Local for Wednesday, October the 21st. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Whether you're watching us here in the Twin Saults, Chippewa, or Algoma, welcome to the show. Alrighty, just want to highlight our sponsors again. Thanks to KC Securities for your title sponsorship of First Local Mornings, as well as Northern Lights Detailing sponsoring the weather. Make sure you go over and check them out over there and say hi to Marty. And then also to Wireless Comm for those beautiful pictures we get of the downtown each morning. So thank you to all our sponsors for that. Okay, time for a little sports. Remember, for all your sports information, go to Sioux Online, your source for all Sioux sports on both the American and Canadian Sioux side. Okay, the Sioux Thunderbirds, they signed someone yesterday. His name is Novello. Now, it's interesting to note that they've already signed one high school player locally from Cora, which was earlier, which is Caden Dundas. Now they're signing a second high school student from here in Sault Ste. Marie. He's from St. Mary's Knights High School Hockey Club. His name is Ethan Novello, and he is going to be joining them. He helped the Knights, by the way, win both the City and NASA championships last year. He is about 5'11", he weighs 180 pounds, and the general manager of the Thunderbirds said, Ethan brings size and strength to our lineup. He'll make it easier on his line mates, winning puck battles in the corners and in front of the net. If the last name Novello sounds familiar to you, his cousin also played for the Thunderbirds, Frank Novello, and he also played for the Thunderbirds a couple years ago.
Congratulations, local.
2 more locals on the Thunderbirds, yep.
Yes, that's good. Okay, so we got some news on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they have signed forward Ilya Mikheyev, have agreed to a 2-year, $3.9 million contract extension. The team announced the deal, which carries an average annual value of $1.64 million on Tuesday. So he is back for 2 more years.
Yep.
And of course, they just recently signed Joe Thornton, so
he was their draft pick, I think, in 2017.
Right.
His rookie contract was up, and then they renewed it for 2 years at a higher number, obviously, because rookie contracts have a limit on them. Also, World Series, as we mentioned yesterday, Game 1 started last night between the LA Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Dodgers have continued their winning streak, beating the Rays 8-3. I believe the Dodgers have now won 4 straight games. The Dodgers now lead that series 1-0. The World Series Game 2 will be on tonight. They actually haven't announced when Game 3 will be, which is interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to look at the schedule this morning, see when the next game was.
And it was
not scheduled. They just have the game for tonight scheduled, and they said there's not a game tomorrow night.
Okay.
So I'm guessing the next game might be Thursday. Who knows?
They're going to take a little bit of a break.
I guess so. Well,
a day.
They got to move from one place to another too. So
yeah.
Okay, we're going to be back in just a couple minutes with your 7-day weather and more info as well, including the Ontario COVID-19 numbers. Hold tight.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm really worried about my sister. She doesn't leave her house much. She doesn't even come to our family things. I barely see her smile anymore.
Can you tell me a bit more about the situation?
I think her husband might be... I don't know. Whenever he's around, she's nervous, like she doesn't want to make a mistake.
Do you think that he might be hurting her?
I think so.
Okay, let's figure out how we can help your sister.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It's been a while since I've seen Joe. We were a couple of pranksters. and Joe is always full of surprises. But today, he's the one in for a surprise.
The thing is, Joe doesn't live here anymore. For people living with dementia, getting lost can happen unexpectedly. Are you ready to help? Help people living with dementia live safely in our communities. Contact your local Alzheimer's Society and visit findingyourwayontario.ca.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local just after 8:25 on your Wednesday morning, and good morning to Carolyn. Hi Mom, I just saw you pop in there after I done the Facebook shout-outs earlier, so good morning.
Mom shout-outs in, eh?
Yeah, gotta get the mom shout-out in, she's watching live.
My mom only watches when Colette's on.
It's funny, and then Colette's parents
and Colette's parents like to watch me. So,
yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into the 7-day, and I'll mention a couple of quick stats for you. Your sunrise was at 8:04 this morning. Your sun's going to set at 8:40 Eastern, so as you can see, the days are getting shorter. So
8:40 Eastern.
Yeah, 6:40. I was looking at 18. I was looking at 18 because I'm used to the 24-hour clock.
I was going to say, wow, that is much later than I thought. It was dark yesterday.
And if you wanted 12.6 centimeters, you would have gotten that in 1997 on this day.
Wow, snow?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, so your 7-day forecast. And yes, we got some, I like the fancy. Mike changed it up. So we're looking at rain on Thursday and Friday.
Doesn't take much to amuse you.
Oh no, that's what makes my day. 6 degrees on Saturday with a mix of sun and cloud before we go back to rain. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, look at that. Wednesday I got the snow icon up because we're looking at snow on Wednesday, Tuesday, a mix of that. And then overnight lows are not getting that high up there, and they're going to dip down to -1 by Wednesday. Thank you to Northern Lights Detailing. And if you go to Northern Lights Detailing, make sure you mention that you saw their sponsorship or their ad on SiouxOnline.com or on TV. You'll get 10% off the service.
Nice.
So let's look at Weather Watcher video. And this is from October 13th. It's from Danielle. She sent it in. Now you can't really see there you go. There's a couple flashes. That's when we had that thunderstorm.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she is the passenger in case anybody wants to wonder about, using the cell phone by driving. But she's the passenger. So that's some footage there of that storm when it rolled in on the North Highway going near 6th Line. So if you have any videos or photos, send it in to ontvweather@gmail.com. Include your name and location, and they go up on our site, SiouxOnline.com, and as well as on the show.
Actually, interesting side note to driving and taking video like that. Do you know that the provincial police are looking on social media to see if anyone is actually putting videos of themselves driving?
Oh, yeah, and
there's an actual fine for it now. I mean, talk about Big Brother. Like they're just going through Instagram
they have the time
and
for that?
Facebook. And charge people for being on the. Now in that case, that's fine because it's. But if the driver was in the photo and that person was doing it, somehow that is now illegal. I agree, it's distracted driving, but yeah.
But to go that far,
it just seems a little weird that they're going through social media to do it and not just out on the roads. I mean, like when they do a seatbelt check, right?
Yeah.
They have someone you come around the corner and they look to see if you're wearing a seatbelt.
That's right.
Same deal. Stay at a light and look and see if anybody's on their phones or driving by on their phone.
They catch you.
Especially when it's darker because it's easier to see because the phone lights up the car.
Lights up the whole car.
It's really easy this time of year for the police to do that since we only have 4 hours of sunlight a day. Okay, moving along. Okay, COVID-19 numbers from yesterday. We had 821 new cases. Almost half, 327, were actually in Toronto. 136 were in Peel, which is Mississauga, Brampton, as well as 64 in York Region. They still are getting cases in Ottawa with 79 cases in Ottawa. And for some reason, they only did 24,000 tests yesterday, and there's a backlog of 24,000 tests. So there was a big drop in the amount of tests we're doing per day. For some reason yesterday, we have 274 people in the hospital across the province. And as far as schools go, there's now 508 schools with at least one COVID-19 case in either staff or students. And to put this into perspective, we have 4,828 publicly funded schools in Ontario.
Yeah,
so just a little over 10% right now.
Yeah.
Which was expected. I mean, anything when it reopens, we were expecting to have COVID cases.
You can't keep it out of everything.
Yeah, it's like anything. Like when they opened the long-term care homes up a little bit more, they started getting more long-term care home cases. I'll be back at 1 p.m. with Dan for Doug Ford's press conference. Have a fantastic morning.
Take care, everybody.